So this was the question. We have to prove that this we have to prove, right? On equals to this. So the idea was, yeah, the idea is that, okay, so we know already about these two triangles. This one, the bigger one, and the smaller one. So, so the bigger one, which is this, and the smaller one, which is this one. Okay, so who has written in the chat box? Yeah. Which chapter? So this is from the triangles. We are doing one question which was we got stuck in that question. So I am just discussing that, and then after this I will discuss the boilerplate. Okay, Hashit. Yeah. So this is a question, and we have to prove that ON this is equal to PQ and divided by P plus Q. So let us take these two triangles, Abhi. Faz and Amira, you are also there. So what we can tell about these two triangles? We don't need to prove that, right? We already know that these two are similar. This we already know, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we know already, so what we can tell about, we have to have this ON, right? So ON by AB. This would be equal to, let us take this one. So CN by BC. If I am correct or incorrect, is this correct? Yes. Is this
Yes, sir, it is correct.
okay? So let us take this as the first one. And remember that now we have to prove that this P plus Q. So let us take the other triangle. Okay, this one. And again the smaller one, this ON one. So ON and this one. So now we are taking this triangle. This one and the smaller one. Which triangle we should use? Abhi. Oh, which triangle we should use? Which is similar? So which triangle?
Triangle ONB.
ONB. Yes, correct. This one. So this is also similar. So we can write. Remember that we have to write BC1. So ON should be there. We were missing that ON was not there. So in this also ON by MC. Right. This would be equal to what?
BN by NC.
BN
CN by
by,
BC.
no, CN is not in the triangle, right? So only BN is. The small one is this triangle, right? This is the small triangle, right?
Yes, sir.
So
So BN
ON,
by NC.
yeah, BN by, oh, BN by what? NC.
NC.
NC. What is the bigger triangle? Yes. So bigger triangle, we know that this small triangle, this one, is similar to this one. So ON by MC. This should be proportional to BN and, yes, BN by what? Abhi?
BN by BC.
BC, right? BC. So now we have these relations. So ON is there, right? In these two. AB is what? P, right? So ON by P, this is Cn by Bc, and On by Mc is Q. This is Bn by Bc. So we don't need Cn, Bn, and Bc, right? So what can we do about these two equations so that the Cn ones and the Bn and Bc gets cancelled? What can we do about these two equations? Yes. Any idea? Hashif, Abir, Amira, Faiz. So any four of you can tell me that what we should do so that I get rid of Cn, Bn, and this was the trick of this question. So yes, guys, what we should do so that we get what is the relation between Cn, Bn, and Bc. Just remember that, and then you guys will get the answer. What is the relation between Cn and Bn and Bc? What is the relation? Just look into this time. Yeah, Bn, Cn, and Bc. What is the relation between Bn, Cn, and Bc? Yes, guys, think about it. Think about it and tell me. What is the relation between Bn, Cn, and Bc? Any one of you? Yes,
Sir, Bn plus Nc is equal to Bc.
yes, absolutely right. This we do. Okay. So what can we do to have Bn plus Cn? In these two equation, what we can do? Yes, we can just
Cn is equal to Bc minus Bn.
no, don't. Yeah, so we should not overthink, right? We can just add these two equations. Is is this making any sense? To get Bn plus Cn, I just add these two equations. Is that all right?
Yes, yes, sir. So it
Yeah,
will be Bc over Bc.
yeah. So then I got rid of absolutely right. Good, good. So Cn by Bc plus Bn by Bc. So this denominator is same. So I have Bc Cn plus Bn. So as you said, this is Bc by Bc. So which means that this cancels and I have 1. So On by P plus On by Q, blah, blah, blah. On by P equal to plus On by Q. So this is equal to 1, right? On is common. So I have 1 by P plus 1 by Q equal to 1. So On and this is PQ, Q plus P equals to 1. So On is how much? PQ divided by P plus. So this was the we had to identify that which side we should take. Right. This was the only trick. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Yeah. You
Yes,
guys,
sir.
please note it down. So in the class, we didn't have any time to think about on this question. So yeah, in the backup class, we have lots of. Okay, please, Amira, Abir, Faz, you note it down. And triangles, we have. So when I was doing a triangle, Hashit, were you there?
No, sir.
Oh, you were not there. Yeah, so let's see if I come back at this chapter again in the backup class, then it would be easy to understand, right? So we will come back at this chapter. So this question is not from the NCRT. Okay, Hashit. This was one of the. This
Yes,
question is,
sir.
yeah. This question is from the assignment. Yeah,
Done,
should
sir.
I done? Up to this point also done. Yes, guys, done.
Yes, sir.
Abir and Faz, noted.
Noted, sir.
Okay, so remember that, yeah, this is the last question, right? So I will give you this as your homework. Okay, we have 15 and 17, 18 equation. Did I give 15 number question as the homework?
Yes, sir. 15 was
Yes, sir.
there.
Oh, 15 was there. Okay, so 14th one, I guess, yeah, then I will. So let me see. So I will send you guys some homework, and again, you guys please send me those homework so that we can discuss those problems. Okay. Yeah. So now let us get back to the backup class. What we were doing. So we finished the first exercise, the toughest exercise in the whole chapter. So Hasid was there also, and I was trembling. I was yeah, sweating in doing all those questions. So those were really tough questions, right, Hashid?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Hashid and I, we got puzzled by those questions. So let me, yeah, these were the questions, guys. Okay, this is from the first exercise. Okay, so now let us move on to the second exercise. Right. You already know, so let me just quickly tell that the number of the zeros of the polynomial. Okay, this is equivalent to the number of points this graph cuts the x-axis. So that is equivalent to the number of. So this we learned from the first exercise. Now let us go back to the which I have so many. Where should I write? This one. I should write polynomial backup. Yeah. Okay, so now we already know about the. Uh, Let me just quickly recall. You guys have already done this polynomial chapter, so let me quickly recall this. So you have already done the monomials, right? Monomials, binomials, trinomials. So on the basis of number of terms, these were the definition of polynomial, right, guys? And
Yes,
then
sir.
and
Yes, sir.
then and then what we talked about, and then we learned that there were two important conditions for the polynomial, that it cannot have negative powers,
And can't have fractional powers.
yeah, and it cannot have fractional power. So this we also learned, right? And after that, we learned about the degree of the polynomial, right? So degree of the polynomial, we discussed that it is the highest power on the variable. Okay. And according to that, we classified certain polynomials. So we classified one polynomial which was linear, so which has a degree 1, right? And then we classified another polynomial which was quadratic, so it has degree 2. And then we classified a polynomial which was cubic. So it has a degree which is right. And then we equated our polynomial, right, with 0, and then we find the value of x. So these are called the zeros of the polynomial, right? Okay, so this much we learned, and then we understood about the graphical solution of the graphical representation of zeros of the polynomial. So after this, we have relationship between coefficient and zeros of the polynomial, right? So let's take the simplest polynomial, right? So the simplest polynomial, right? Let's say that it is okay. So in case of a linear polynomial, right? Relationship between coefficient and zeros. So we only have for the case of relationship, we need two things to compare, right? So in the case of degree 2 polynomial only, we will have the relationship, right? Because for the linear polynomial, we have only one zero, right? So we cannot talk about the relationship between zero. Let's say that we have a polynomial like ax plus, and its zero is, let's say, alpha, right? So we cannot talk about the relationship between the zeros and the polynomial. So let's say that ax plus b equals to 0. So x would be simply minus b by a. So the 0 would be simply minus b by a, right? We don't have any other 0. Is this clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
But for the case of degree 2 polynomial, right, for the quadratic polynomial, we will have two zeros. So quadratic polynomial, it has two zero, which is alpha and beta. Okay. And now we can talk about the relationship. So who got this guy? Oh, learn. Right. So let us first write the general form of, so general form of quadratic equation. Right. So the general form of quadratic equation, as you guys already know, what is the general form?
ax square plus by plus c.
By. So it is, we have another variable. Yes.
Bx plus c.
Yeah. Bx plus c equals to 0. So this is the general form of a quadratic equation, right? And it has two zeros, right? Because degree is 2, so it will have two zeros, right? Now, the first relation is the sum of the zeros. Okay, sum of the zeros. So let me write this as, so this is the general form with respect to the coefficients and constant. How do we write it in the form of the zeros? Yeah, in the form of the zeros, how do we write? The quadratic equation. Quadratic equation in the form of zeros. How do we write it? So if I write this, then it will be clear. Is this we write the quadratic equation,
Yes.
right? So this is in the form of the zeros, and this is in the form of the coefficients and constant, right? And these are the same quadratic equation, right? So let us write both these equations simultaneously. So ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and we have x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equals 0. So what is the coefficient of x square here?
1.
1, right? So I want to make the coefficient of x square as 1. What should I do? In this equation, I want to make the coefficient as 1. I don't want this a. So yeah, multiply it with 1. So if I multiply it with 1, then I have again ax square. So this doesn't replace a, right, Hashim? I want to remove this a. And yeah, what should I do? Any idea, guys? What should I do?
Divide by A.
Divide by. Right. So let us divide. And if I am dividing it here, so I have to divide it equally, right? So I have to divide this term by A also, this term by A also, this term by A also, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
if I am doing something in here, so I have to do it with every other term. So this cancels and I have x square plus b by a x plus c by a equals to 0. And in the other side, I have this one. So, you look at these equations simultaneously, right? These are the same equation. So if these are same, then these coefficients should be the same, right? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So coefficient of x is how much? Coefficient of x should be equal to coefficient of x, right? So this is b by a, and in there, what should I, what was that? So what do I have here? Yeah, what do I have here?
Minus alpha plus beta.
Minus alpha plus beta, right? So I take this negative sign in the other side, so this is minus b by a, right? So this is what? These are the zeros. So sum of the zeros, right? Sum of the zeros. What do I get? This is minus b by. So this is the first relation. Clear to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, comparing the constant terms, right? So I can write c by. So this one is the first. Secondly, c by a is how much? Yes. Only Abir is replying.
Alpha into
Yeah, yeah.
beta.
Alpha into beta. Oh, yeah. Good, good. So alpha into beta. So alpha into beta is c by, right? So then I will get product of 0. This is c by. So this is the second relation. Clear, guys? Any doubt?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, so these are the two relations for the quadratic equation. Okay, sum of the zero is, let me write the alpha plus beta. This is sum of the zero. This is minus b by a, and then other is c by a. Okay. So these are the combination, or these are the relation that I can have. Okay. What about the cubic equation? So let's say that I have a cubic equation. Okay. So in cubic equation, who got a disconnect? Faz got disconnect. So in cubic equation, how many zeros would be there?
Three.
3.
Three, right? So alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay. So these are the zeros. And what would be the general form in the coefficient with respect to coefficient and constant? Yeah, what would be the general form?
Bx cube
Ax cube,
plus bx plus c.
bx square plus cx plus d.
right? So this is the general form, right? Clear? Because we will have the lower degree terms also, Amira, right? We can have x square also, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the general term. And I want to, so derivation part I didn't do, right? In the class. So we have ample amount of time, and we can derive the relation between the coefficients and these zeros. So if alpha, beta, and gamma are the zeros, so I will have three factors: x minus alpha, x minus beta, and x minus gamma. Right. So these are the three factors of that cubic equation. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this way, I can write the cubic equation. In the form of the zeros, I can write these equation, right? So this would be the equation in the form of the zeros. I can write also the quadratic equation as x minus alpha and x minus beta, because I will have how many factors? For quadratic equation, I will have two factors, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you guys simplify this, so you will get what? X square minus beta x minus alpha x plus alpha into beta. So this is what? This is x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. So this is how you get the equation. Okay. So similarly, I have these factors. So I can simplify this, and what I will get. So x minus alpha, x minus beta, and then x minus gamma equals to 0. So first, Sonia, oh, yeah. Okay. So you guys simplify this and tell me what would be the final result. You guys simplify this. I want to check your calculation also. Amira, you especially, because yeah, so you have to practice hard in your calculation. You guys calculate and tell me what would be the final result you get. It will be a long calculation, but don't bother about that. You guys tell me. So you guys have 5 minutes. Calculate that and tell. Yes, are you guys solving?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please solve and check. So in the backup classes, we will work on the calculation and yeah, we'll do different questions also. Other than NCRT, we can look out different questions. And there will be no homework in the backup classes. Okay, guys. Let me write a very difficult term. So I can write, I can help you this much, guys. So first term is x cube. Okay, this much I can help. You guys calculate the rest. Who got? Oh, Abir got disconnected. Abir also got disconnected, and Faz also got disconnected. Yeah. Yes, you got disconnected, Abir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Please calculate, guys, and tell me. And Harshit, you were asking about the timing of this class. So it should be of 1 hour, right? Because it would be very exhausting for you guys to have, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the first term, guys. Okay. You guys got any answers? Please tell. Okay. So last number. Oh, last number you. Oh, so the last number would be, yeah. Please calculate and tell. So last number would be, let's say, that is minus alpha beta gamma. This is the last number. So first and last, Harshit told the last number, and yeah, I told the first number. You guys also calculate the rest.
Is the final answer x cube minus multiplied into alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha beta gamma?
Yeah. So what did you tell? The, so yeah, what did you tell? X cube and then minus.
Minus bracket alpha plus beta plus gamma bracket close x squared plus brackets alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha bracket close x minus alpha beta gamma.
I think this one is the right. Okay, what yeah. So yes, Ashit and Abir, what did you guys get? Yes, yes, Hashid and
Yes, sir. This is
same.
yes, sir.
Good, good. You guys are good in calculation. Yeah. Abhi has got also the same answer. Hashid, what about you? Okay, Hashid also got. So now let us see the general form. So this is the general form, right? Let me write it in here. Then plus of Cx and then plus of d equals to 0. So again, what we did with the quadratic equation, we need to get rid of this a. So I divide by a and a. Right. So now you guys compare. So I will get alpha plus beta plus gamma as minus b by a, right? And alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma or alpha gamma, this is c by a, and alpha beta gamma as minus c by. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the relationship. So you guys now can prove, right? So if I give you, let's say quadrupolic equation, right? So x to the power 4, then you guys can derive. Or without deriving, you can tell at least that alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta, this would be minus b by, right? And then alpha, beta, gamma plus beta, gamma, and what is delta, and then alpha, delta, or gamma, right? So these, so we have to take 4 and okay, this would be very, no, it is going out of the syllabus, right? So we should stick to this much. Relationship between, yeah, relationship between zeros and coefficient. For cubic equation, right, guys? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is about the second exercise. Okay. And you guys are already familiar with the middle term splitting, right?
Yes, sir.
So this we will need in the second second exercise to solve the quadratic equation, right? To solve the quadratic equation. So this is the method. This is one of the methods, right? And when we will do the quadratic equation chapter, so then we will learn about another method, which is the quadratic formula. But for now, this method, yeah, solution of quadratic equation. Okay, so now without without wasting your time, let me just get back to the exercise. So is this current syllabus? Yeah, this is current syllabus. So yeah, this one we proved, right? Okay, and this is the question of example. Oh, this is not from the examination point. Okay, what we can do. Yeah, so this is a very small chapter, right? And let us quickly get it over. So you guys are already familiar with the quadratic equation, then it would not be that right. So uh, we have what I will do is that I will do two questions, right? And then we will do the difficult question. Okay, guys. So
Yes, sir.
let us quickly, because we have 15 minutes. So we have this quadratic equation. X square minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. So you guys tell me what is A, what is B, and what is C. Yes,
A is 1, B is minus 2, C is minus 8.
minus. Right. So this much you know, and you guys also tell me what is alpha and beta. Yes, you guys quickly calculate. So in the backup classes, 50% would be your job, and then 50% would be mine. So right, mutual collaboration. Collaboration is mutual. Like, so collaboration. I don't. Yeah, you guys quickly tell me from the middle term splitting what is alpha and beta.
Sir, alpha is -2 and beta is 4.
Okay, so you are saying alpha is -2. So if I put -2 here, right, and 2 minus 2, so how much I should get? Yes, how much I should get? So this is the correct answer, right? Because you have calculated the zeros, right, Abir? So
Yes, sir.
if I put back the value, then I should get 0, right? Okay, and what was the other one?
4.
4. Okay, so let us check 4. 4 square minus 2 into 4 minus 8. 16 minus 8 minus 8. Right. So this one is also. So, yes, Amira and Hashim, what did you guys get? Hami, oh, Hami, you joined, you have just joined, right? Hami,
Yes.
yeah, you joined late. 40 minutes have passed, right? Yeah, okay. So I will repeat that in the next class, right? Yeah, Hashid, you also got -2 and 4. So, Hami, for you, I will just quickly tell that we are talking about the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So we have a quadratic equation like this, okay? And we have two solution of this quadratic equation, alpha and beta. These are the zeros, as we talked about the zeros, right? So 0, if we put alpha and beta in this equation, this would become 0, right? So
Yes.
these are the two zero, and sum of the 0 is minus coefficient of x squared divided by coefficient of x. Oh, coefficient of minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x squared. So this is sum of the 0, and product is simply constant divided by coefficient of x. So these are the two relation between the zeros and the coefficient and constant. Okay. Yeah. So this was the first question that we were doing. And Hashid and Abhi, you got the zeros. Amira, what about you?
Same, sir. I got the same answer.
You got same. Okay, good, good. Yeah, Hami, can you solve this quadratic equation? Do you know the middle term splitting method?
Um,
Yeah. If you don't know, no harm in saying, right? Because we are students. So No harm in learning, right? So if you don't remember, right, it may be possible that you don't remember. So yeah, because sometimes I can also forget, right? So I was doing some problem, we know this, so I was doing a problem and then I got stuck. So no harm, right? If you don't remember, then we can discuss.
I don't remember actually.
Yeah, so okay. So we have this quadratic equation, right? And to solve this
Yeah.
quadratic equation, okay, so we have this quadratic equation, and can you tell me what are the coefficient? What is a in this quadratic equation?
A is 1,
One. Now, what is b?
2,
Okay, so just
minus 2,
compare minus two, right? And what is c?
8.
8. So we have to compare it with this one. Bx square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this is c. This is minus 8. So c is how much? Yeah, c is.
Is
So you see that
8.
8 or minus 8.
8.
You see this is okay. So let me write it in this way. So this is 1 into x square, and this is minus 2 into x, and this is plus minus 8 equal to 0. So this is ax square plus bx and plus c equal to 0. So now you compare the coefficients. What is the coefficient of x square?
A
And what is the coefficient of x square?
1.
Right, so a is equals to 1. Now in here, what is the coefficient of x?
B
And what is the coefficient of b in here?
minus 2.
So you get minus 2. Now compare this. What is the constant term here?
C
And in here, what is this?
minus 8.
So it would be minus 8, right? Okay, so now we have these three coefficients, right? So
Yeah.
middle term splitting says that middle term splitting, right? So as the name suggests, what is the middle term in this equation?
Minus 2.
Minus 2x, right? So the idea is that we have to split minus 2x, right? So the idea in the middle term splitting we do is that we have to split minus 2x. Okay. But there are certain rules that we follow. Okay. So the rule is that first we multiply a into c. So a into c, this is the first. What is a into c?
1 into minus 2.
Minus 6. So this is minus 6. Right.
Minus 8.
Now what we do is that we take the factor of a. We don't bother about the minus part. So we take the factor. So this is 2, this is 4, this is 2, this is 2. So 8 is 2 into 2 into 2. Right. Now we have to take the combination of two numbers. Right. We have to take the combination of two numbers. So the one would be, let's say, 8 into 1. The other is 1 into, or not see. And the other is 4 into 2. Right. Can we have another combination?
Um,
To get 8. To get 8, can we have another combination?
2 into 4. Is that?
2 into 4 is 4 into 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can only have 8 into 1 and 4 into 2, right?
Yeah.
But now the second condition is that the combination should give B, right? What is B? -2.
Yeah.
So can we get by adding or subtracting from here -2? From 8 and 1, can we get -2?
No.
And from 4 and 2, can we get -2? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how can we get -2?
-6.
-6? No, no. How can we get from 4 and 2? How can we get -2?
We can't get.
We cannot get -2. So if I take 2 and -4, then how much would be 2 minus 4?
2.
-2, right?
Yeah.
So I have to take 2 and -4 as my combination, right? Which gives me -2. So these are the two combination that I take to split this -2x, right? So one would be
Yeah.
-4x and the other would be 2x. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, so let us take quickly. Yeah, you remember. Let us take. I think. Yeah, so x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. So I split minus 2x as minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. So I get x minus 4 and 2 is common and x minus 4. So I take again x minus 4 common. So I
X.
have x plus 2, right? So I have x minus 4 equals to 0 and I have x plus 2 equals to 0. So I get x equals to 4 and I get x equals to -2. Right. So
Yeah.
these are the two zeros that I get. So you practice the middle term splitting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Hami.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the second part is that we have to prove the relationship. Okay. So what is the relationship? Sum of the zero. This is minus b by a. Okay, this is the first one. So from here, what is the sum of the zero? It is 4 plus minus 2, which is 4 minus 2, which is 2, right? And
Yeah.
what is minus b by a? So this is minus of this minus 2, and a is 1. So this is 2. So we can say that a plus alpha plus beta is minus b by a, right? From here and here. So alpha plus beta is minus b by a. This we prove, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the second is product of the zero. This we have to prove that c by a. So what is alpha and what is beta? So this is 2. So this is -8. And what is c by a? Ami,
Minus -8 by 1.
right? So this is -8. So we have proven that alpha into beta is c by a, right? So this
Yes.
proof, yeah. So this proves that alpha plus beta is minus b by a and alpha into beta c by a. So this is how we prove the relationship between the systems. Understood, Hami? And rest
Yes.
of you guys, yeah. Rest of you guys, we have already done this. So, okay. So, Hami, you quickly note it down and then we do one question form assignment. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, and I will call you half an hour before so that we can discuss the questions separately. Okay.
Okay.
where should I put the screen? Yeah, so in here I can. So this is the question. Okay, this is the question, and these are. So you take the screenshot, okay, Ami?
Okay.
Yeah, and then let me talk about which question. Yeah. So one important question, which is what is happening? Yeah. So the eighth question. Okay, are you guys there? Yeah.
Yes, sir, we are here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, this eighth question I wanted to talk about. Right. So I have this quadratic equation which is 4x squared plus 3x plus 7 equals to 0. So yeah, and the roots of this equation is alpha and beta. Right. So what is A, Hami, for this equation? Yes, Hami, what is A? Yeah, Hami, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, what is A for this equation?
4
4, right. And what is B?
minus 3.
No, no, no. So,
Sorry, 3.
right. And what is C?
7.
7, right? So we have these A, B. Okay. And from this equation, what can you tell about sum of the zero? This should be how much? This should be how much? Amin?
Um,
Yeah, so Amira, Abir, and Hashit, please help Amin.
Minus 3 by 4.
Minus, oh, don't, yeah, so first tell me what should be alpha plus beta. Don't
Minus
say,
b by a.
yeah, minus b by a. So step by step, Hashit, right? Okay, so this is the sum of the zeros, right, Hamid?
yes.
So we know b is 3, right? So
Yeah.
as Hashit
Minus
was,
3.
yeah. So as Hashit was saying, minus 3 by 4, right?
Yes.
And what can you tell about product of the zero? Do you remember?
C by A.
Right. Yes, correct. Absolutely correct. Good, good. So what is C and what is A?
7 by 4.
7 by 4. So now we know that what is alpha plus beta. This is minus 3 by 4. And we know what is alpha into beta. This is 7 by 4. So let us remember these values. Let us stop at here and let us focus on this question. So they are saying that we have to calculate 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta, right? But what do we know? We know that what is alpha plus beta and what is alpha into beta. This is we know, right?
Yes.
So what we can do here is that we have to simplify this. So let us simplify this. So what would be the LCM of alpha into beta? Or alpha and beta?
Alpha, beta.
Alpha beta, right?
Alpha, beta.
Beta, right? So this would be alpha beta. So alpha is divided by alpha beta. So beta comes. So this is beta, and then beta divides this beta. So we have alpha into 1. So this is alpha plus beta. If I rearrange this, and alpha into beta. So do I know alpha plus beta, Hami?
Yes.
So we can put the value of alpha plus beta, which is minus 3 by 4. And then we can put the value of alpha into beta, which is 7.
7 by 4.
Right. So this 4 goes in the topmost part and this 4 comes in the denominator. So I have minus 3 into 4 divided by 7 into. So 4 cancel and I have minus 3 by 7. So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta, this would be equal to minus 3 by 7. Clear, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess this question I gave in one of the homeworks, right, Abhi? Oh, you were
Yes,
not,
sir.
yeah. Okay, so, but you were not in the polynomial class, right, Abhi? Okay, I don't remember. So you guys, please quickly note it down, and then we'll discuss more questions from this polynomial part. Okay,
Okay.
and then we will start the linear equation. So we will do. You guys practice